Andy just looks so defeated. She gonna tell Karen that she gonna try to be single for a while. I said, I highly doubt that. If Gary come to you and say he only said that for the sake of the baby, you gonna take him back. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chastity for Tyler Perry Sistas, Season 6, Episode 19. Okay, so look here. Gary's trifling. Gary's trifling. Look, I feel like they dragged that whole little situation. They had Danny do the most. She ain't had to do all that. Now, she could have just said what she gonna say because she was gonna say it regardless. But I feel like she dragged the whole situation. And when her and Tony was talking, Tony started talking to Gary and everything. I said, you know what? They just alike. They just alike. So maybe they is a perfect couple. But okay, on this episode, Penelope wanted answers. Andy over there on hush mode. She ain't saying nothing, but Danny telling everything. She's spilling all the beans. So Andy finally tells Penelope that they ended things about a week ago. She also said, I had to rewind it and catch it again because I was like, what did she say her and Gary in love? I said, ma'am, what? She's like, we're in love. And I said, no. I said, how? I feel like people be getting that confused, love and lust. Not to mention, you just told this man that you was only with him for the sake of sex or whatever. But yeah, she's like, we're in love. I said, no. When Gary was like telling Penelope, let's go somewhere and talk, I said, she gonna fall for it. She gonna fall for it. But what I tell y'all last week, I told y'all, I bet she saw Andy's name somewhere or some type of way, but she said she heard it. But he was like, oh, there's somebody I work with. It's a guy he worked with or something like that. But look, Gary, I told Gary, deadbeat daddy, he a trifling man. Danny says that she pretty sure that the ring that Penelope wearing is the same ring he gave Andy, and Andy verified it. Danny ended up telling everything. Then Tony went off on Gary. Jordan, I didn't know what he said. When he came out to Gary or whatever, I don't know what he said when he came out to him. I rewinded it and everything. Still didn't catch what he said. Does anybody know? But yeah, I said, they don't mess things up for these folks. But I was listening to Tony and them talk, and I was like, how? I don't know if you got a right to talk at this point. Look, I done skipped over something. Hold on, let me see. I already talked about how Penelope said she heard Gary on the phone before with somebody named Andy. Yeah, about Tony. I said, does Tony have a right to talk when he pursuing Danny, knowing that she with Preston? Comment down below what y'all think. Because he was, oh, we let you in our circle. We told you we men, that's a boy move. Just all this other stuff. We don't do stuff like that. But you know she's involved with somebody. I don't know. Because a lot of people, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, some people have the mindset of, oh, if you're not married, it's fair game or whatever. But in that situation, it ain't the same because Gary and Penelope engaged. They not married or whatever. But yeah, I was like, look, Tony and Danny, they alike. And then by the end of the episode, when the girls was talking, they said that. And I said, right, they are alike. Then on next week's episode, they talking about how they handled the situation. I said, look, somebody should have stole off Gary or something. No. Look. I was like, he was making me mad when he was saying that about Andy, but then I thought about what she said about, oh, she just with him for sex and all this stuff. I said, he ain't have to come for her like that. But Gary was talking to Penelope, to my skin. He started crying and everything. I said, look, then his conversation with Hayden, he confused me. Hayden said the same thing. He was confusing. I said, right. I said, he just confused me. Because he was talking like, oh, he said he like Penelope. He like Penelope. Then he turned around and said, oh, I like Andy. So you don't love neither one of them? You not in love with neither one of them? Then he turned around. I think he did say after that he loves Penelope. I said, make up your mind at this point. Make up your mind because you're not making no sense at this point. But yeah, he tells Penelope that Andy doesn't matter. Andy doesn't matter. She's not important. He only loves her. I said, ooh, he then cries. He said, Andy, a side piece. I said, well, she is a side piece at this point. Why I be saying at this point? I just noticed that. Said she not marriage material. It was a mistake. I said, oof. I said, was he trying to get back at her? And they brought that up too. They was like, no, they didn't. They didn't bring that part up. They brought up that Jordan was there, so he was trying to set it in front of Jordan for a reason. Then they go to Maurice's part, and I feel like, I don't know, they need to get some better storylines. But Maurice will still talk about Q and all that. He gonna miss this, he gonna miss that about Q. And I said, you ain't learned your lesson yet. This guy, Patrick, pursues him, but Maurice declines, says he learned his lesson. I said, have you? We'll see. On the ride to Karen's house, they so quiet. Well, Andy quiet. Danny's still talking. Sabrina's still telling her maybe we should sit in the silence and be quiet. And she's still talking, still talking. Andy just looked so hurt, so defeated. And I said, well, they kind of proved that she wasn't just with Gary for the sex. I don't know. Sometimes I ain't gonna say that. Because nowadays people do stuff like that and it do be about sex, but they still act like it's more than that. People treat lust like love and love like lust. They end up showing Zach and Fatima, and neither one of them can sleep because they worried about Michael. Zach said if he would have known that he had a kid, he would have been there from the beginning. Then he started talking about the night he shared with Heather. I said he went from saying he didn't remember and all this stuff to now he recalling details. He said don't remember, finishing like people been saying. I said, ooh, look like they hit it in that direction. Then the whole Cheryl thing Cheryl calling. I was like, was she telling the story? I was waiting for them to end the episode with them coming and them seeing ambulances and stuff like that. But when they showed the preview, it was only a little snippet of it. When they showed the preview, they was talking and she was like, if somebody called her a B word one more time, this and that. And I said, look, that wouldn't be the time or the place. So I'm like, did it really happen? Was there ambulances really there? Or is she looking for something? Look, I want to know at this point. Zach was explaining what happened with Heather. He said he didn't remember, finishing it and everything. And I said, yeah, whoever, all the people that was commenting about Michael not being his, y'all might be right. Now I know they did a DNA test, but people are speculating that Hayden had something to do with it. And I said I wouldn't put it past him. Gary goes over to talk to Hayden, and he over here done confuse me. He talking about some he like Andy. First he said I like this girl. I like this girl. And he said I like Andy. Then he proceeds to say, but Penelope is marriage material, wifey material or whatever. Then he said he loved Penelope. Then Hayden was like, you gotta choose. You gotta make a choice. He talking about something he don't want to make a choice. I said, Gary, look, he don't confuse me. Then, especially with people saying that season 7, Gary and Andy's supposed to get married. I said, look, they was talking about something, at least you know. They was sitting on Karen's couch talking about something, at least you know now and all this. I said, she don't look like she done to me. I'm not convinced that she's done. I'm not convinced. Especially when they said he was saying all that stuff, because Jordan was there. I say, I don't think she done. She over here talking about some, well, she repeated what he said about she meant nothing to him or whatever. I said, look here. What did y'all think of this episode? Comment down below. Gary tells Hayden that Tamara doesn't want him. She don't want you. And on next week's episode, he bringing an envelope reaching us her. And y'all know I did the video where it says Hayden confronts Fatima. I said, oh, he got proof. He got evidence. Oh my goodness. They about to start this boy back up. They about to start this man back up. They about to start Hayden back up, y'all. Andy just studied thinking about what Gary said. Talking about some, am I marriage material? And they study over there. Look, this is what I don't like. I feel like as friends, of course, you're supposed to comfort your friend and all this stuff, but you also supposed to be honest with them. You ain't supposed to enable them. You ain't supposed to co-sign. You ain't supposed to sit up here telling them they right when they wrong. And I've been seeing a lot of debates on social media about that. Some people feel like, okay, if we friends or loved ones, you correct me behind closed doors, not in public. And I don't necessarily agree with that all the time. Now, in certain cases, yes, but what if you never get the opportunity to tell them in private? I don't know. I think it depends on the situation, but I don't believe in enabling my friends or my loved ones, telling them they right when they wrong. When she got to talking about her karma, they over here like, no, it's not that. Yes, you're wife material. Oh, this and that. And I was like, didn't she know he was married? Then they started talking about it. And they was like, you didn't know he was married. She's like, no, I didn't know. And then it was like, okay, he was like, he getting a divorce. So if you know he's divorced, that's another thing. Divorce is not divorce. Separated is not divorce. That means you're still married. Why people be doing it? Oh, we're separated. You're still married. Going through a divorce is still married. What are you talking about? You just confirmed she knew. Whether she knew late or she knew earlier. Then Danny did say, oh, that doesn't excuse it because you didn't know. I would say if you didn't know and y'all was involved, it's an excuse, because it's not an excuse, it's the truth. Because if they was already involved and then she later found out that he was married, that's different from, oh, I know you was married. But yeah, they over here enabling her and stuff. Danny do need to be, because she did it. She just kept on and kept on and kept on. But she never have all this energy when it comes to Preston. They talk about something. She need to go home and talk to Preston and everything. I said, no, she need to go to her house, talk, and let him talk. He need to break things off of her, because it's time at this point. by the end of the episode, told y'all that was gonna be the last part. Cheryl calls for Tim to let her know that they got to get there right now because ambulance is outside and all this stuff. But on the preview, they were just standing up there talking. Now, of course, you don't know nothing. We don't know. You don't know nothing. We don't know nothing that's happening based on the trailer or whatever. Because again, they combine stuff to make it look like one thing. But yeah, they talking or whatever, and the other synopsis said they waited on news about Michael. Another one said they basically try to get custody, so he gonna be all right regardless. But that's everything, y'all. Let me know down below what y'all thought of this episode. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces. Wait, have a great night. Be safe. Until next time, deuces. Hey y'all, if you're looking for more ways to support me, you can sign up for the DLC Crew Text Club. It's a motivational group. You'll get 4 encouraging messages per month until the end of December, next December 2024. It's a one-time fee of $10. The link is in the description, as well as how you can contact me if you have more questions. Until next time, deuces.